Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third HRL Daytona race. This is going to kick off the Reach Throwback. Our two previous winners of the Daytona race are Luke and Tristan. Can we see a new winner tonight? It's pretty likely. It's pretty likely because, 11 drivers have a chance at being a new winner, so it's pretty likely. 11 drivers in the field. But we'll see if we can crown a new Daytona champion today. We'll take a look at the starting order here. Also, it's going to be 71 on the checkpoints, which is 35 laps. But yeah, it's going to be 71 on the checkpoints for this race. There you go. So let's take a look. We got Q, Solange, again from right to left. Detail, Luke, Nuked, Turkey, Hunter, Vulcan, Blake, Roman, Opix, and Soul. Let's go on board with Vulcan to start this race. I don't know. Green flag. Let's see if anybody can get the draft going. You see Turkey and Nuke try to get it going again. They had pretty good success with that. Before they wrecked, they had pretty good success with it in the shootout. Trying to get a 3 wide here. Up front. Oh, it's getting spicy. Luke and Detail hook up to go by Q, and now Nuked and Turkey are going to try to do the same thing. But he latches onto him, and now they have a 3-way draft going, and it kind of breaks up the momentum a bit. It seems like they're... Oh, Turkey just was trying to swap from one driver to the other in the same corner. Really work out. Slaunch holding on to the lead, having a great start. And the laps are so long on this track. Oh, man. And Detail contesting for it, and Luke and Nuke trying to hook up as well. Maybe contest that. I'm not... Detail might have led that lap. I'm not sure. It was pretty close. But him and Slaunch get side by side, and they're going to try to draft with each other, and they're going to try to get away, which is the right play. It's definitely the right strategy. They're going to try to hook up here and try to get away from the rest of the field if they can. As you can see, very single wide behind Luke and Nuked here for quite a while. Except for Vulcan and Roman, but they're way back here. But yeah, it's very single wide behind these guys. The front is where we have the closest battles. We'll go on board with Turkey. But yeah, Detail and Slaunch seem to be doing a pretty decent job of holding it side by side, and maybe not getting the best draft, but they're getting it good enough. Oh, Luke and Nuked have a bit of a run, and they get it going there for a bit. Definitely gained a lot in that corner, but they still have a ways to go. And they might be on a run. We're going to go on board. They are gaining a lot of time. You can tell they have the better draft right now, as they are gaining very quickly on the lead. Oh, no, the bump cheese. The bump cheese again. It usually doesn't happen, but sometimes when the draft is going on, that does occur, and that's unfortunate because they had a pretty good set of momentum right there. Like, they were flying up to Slaunch and Detail, but yeah, that really cost them, and now they're going to try to get back together. And again, they are so, like, these guys at the front have got it figured out early. A lot of people in the back going single wide. So the people that are figuring out the draft are getting to the front, as you'd expect. And we talked about it. Like, that's going to be the thing in this race. That's going to be the thing in this race. Like, who can draft the best, like, the most consistently? You know what I mean? Like, you don't necessarily have to be the person with the fastest draft, per se, but you got to be the one, the pair to be able to, like, hold it the longest. And Luke and Nuke with a big run right here. Now they've gotten there. They've gotten close to Detail and Slaunch, but Detail and Slaunch start to get it together again right when they get there, and Luke and Nuke lost it, like, right as they got there. So just the timing on that was awful. And it's, again, this is what I'm saying. Like, it seems like they have a faster draft, but they seem to not be able to, keep holding on to it as long as Slaunch and Detail have been managing. And Uncle Blake is really working his way up the field, getting by Q here. Must have had some good draft help to get around there. Oh, we got a nice pack back there as well. And look, he's going for the scrubbing. And again, this is what I was wondering if we would see this. He's doing that to try to get the draft with him because he knows that he's going to need to do that. Like, if he wants to get up the field, he's not going to be able to just stay single wide and make it happen. They actually do get the draft. Look at this. They do get it going. I'm honestly impressed from Q making this work because This is a very, like, hard thing to do if you don't know what the hell you're doing. Like, if this is your first race and you don't know the draft technique, like, it's hard to just get thrown into this and make it work. But he's doing it right now, and Turkey, of course, Turkey sees this coming up behind him, and now Turkey's in a spot where it's like, okay, what do I do? You know what I mean? You're not going to let him by. Like, Turkey's going to try to latch onto one of them, too, and try to, you know, get their way up to the podium spot. So we'll see how that plays out. But Blake, whoa, the full stop. Did he just mess up? I think, I don't know what that was. I think he might have fucked up right there. I think he wanted to scrub some speed and accidentally scrubbed way too much speed. And now he's so far behind that it's full scrub. It's full scrub because this is just, like, he's just too far behind now. So yeah, that's bad. So let's see how this goes. And he's hard scrubbing. This pack is catching up rapidly. And it's still the same pairs up front. Turkey's got the edge on Q for the 5-6. And yeah, you can see Blake, now that he's scrubbed so much, it's time to try to find a partner. And he's going to go with Hunter and see if they can make that work. And that was a massive, interesting decision, honestly, because he had such a gap that it was a very, very interesting choice to go for that hard of a scrub. You know what I mean? Like, I think most people would have probably just waited to see, like, if a caution would come out at that point. Like, instead of... And that being said, it is really early in the race, and you never know. You never know. And I've had situations happen where you get a draft going with somebody, I swear to Bob, like, consistently for, like, 20-plus laps. Like, it can happen. It's pretty rare, but it can happen. And when it does happen, you gain a shit ton of time. So, this early in the race, if it was like, you know, 10 to go, obviously I'd probably disagree with what he's doing. But this early in the race, I could kind of see it. Like, it's pretty far back, but I could kind of see it. And hey, again, this early in the race, you're already, like, mid-pack. If you draft with these guys and somebody flips and there's a caution, honestly, that's probably to your benefit at this point. So, like, it probably makes sense. It's probably a good decision, I would say. Man, I feel bad for Soul. I feel bad for Soul right now, so far behind. He's definitely hoping for a caution. But yeah, I mean, if you get left out, like what happened to Soul, like that can happen. And if it does happen, if nobody's gonna come back and help you, I mean, there's not very much you can do. It's unfortunate. Oh, there it is. There it is. Blake and Roman. The flip. Does he get the dismount? He does get the dismount. There it is. There it is. That'll be the first caution. And it was close on the call, so we go another lap. So I'm just going to fast forward by for a bit. But that is our first caution. You can see Roman got the lag flip, got the dismount. And we're going to reset the field here, or get them bunched up, rather. Pretty close to the halfway point as well. Not quite exactly at it, but pretty close. So, lined up, ready to go green again. On board with Nuked on this one. Let's see what they do at the line. Green flag. Turkey with a pretty good restart. And they go for it. They go for it. And Luke's going to try to latch onto it, but it might be too late. But again, they seem to have... Turkey and Nuke seem to have a pretty good combo for the little bit that they got to do it in the shootout. And they're trying to get right back to it. And they do. They lose Luke out of that 3 wide. And now they got their pair that they're going to try to work to the front. Slaunch and Detail already back to what they were doing. Sticking with their strategy, trying to just get away from the field the best that they can. Oh, what the clump? Hold on, we got to go back for a little bit. What is going on back here? That's spooky. That's spooky. How is he not flipping? How? What the hell is happening? Look at this. This looks like a 4-way. I mean, they're two by two, but with the lag cheese, they might all be together. Soul gets moved out of it. And now it's Roman, Blake, and Vulcan. And now it may be just Blake and Vulcan. And yeah, Roman's going to fall out of it. So now it's going to be between Blake and Vulcan to see if they want to make that pair happen. Oh, look at this. Contest for the lead. Contest for the lead. They're making it happen. Turkey and Nuke making big gains. 4 wide for the lead at Daytona, like right halfway at the race. And Turkey leads that lap. Slaunch and Detail have been uncontested the entire race up to this point. And now Nuked and Turkey find a pretty good pairing. And now it's a 4-way battle for the lead. What a moment in the race. And Detail might be losing it, and he does. He's the first driver to lose out of that. Unfortunate. But look at that. The rest of the pack is so far behind. Is it worth it for him to fall back or not? That's the hard decision that you have to make at this point. Slaunch trying to hold on to it. Again, they have such a good pair, and he's trying to just stay with it. And if he... Honestly, it might be to Slaunch's benefit to just get out of this now and get back with Detail, which he might decide to do now. We'll have to see. I'm very curious to see how Slaunch and Detail decide to approach this, but look at this. Newt and Turkey seem to be the winning combo at the point in this race. Like, this is absurd. The amount of speed that they have, and they seem to be able to hold it for quite a while as well. And again, we saw a glimpse of it in the qualifying race, and it just got ruined. They both flipped out like immediately, so we didn't get to see you know, the potential of it. Well, we did kind of see the potential of it, but not the full potential of it. And now I think we're getting to see the full potential of it in the race. Look at this. Like, look at how far behind. Slaunch and Detail have gotten back next to each other. They are going to try to get with each other and get back to the front and stick with that pair that they have. But man, Turkey and Nuke just seem to be on another level with this draft. Whatever it is with their connection and how they have this figured out, they have got this draft figured out. Again, it's hard to say like exactly what it is, but whatever it is, they've got it going, and they have got so much speed that it's just absurd. And they're still holding on to it. They're still holding on. Like, they haven't really had a big moment of losing the draft in a while here. Like, they are just absolutely holding on to this and kind of running away with this race. Like, it's going to be really hard the way that they are running this right now. We're getting close to like 10 laps to go. It's going to be very, very difficult for Slaunch and Detail to make this up, I think, already. Like, these guys are just... Look at this. All right, when are they hitting the tri-oval? They're hitting the tri-oval right here.
Lap complete.
And then Slaunch and Detail hit it right there. It's got to be at least like a 2-second gap, right? Like, that's a big gap. So, I don't know, man. This is going to be very, very tough for anybody to contest. I think these guys just seem to be on another level. Probably going to need a caution to mix this up and get these guys out of the win, because they just seem to be just and then even then, if there is a caution, they're starting right next to each other. You know, if they have a good restart, they could get right back to it. Like, this is going to be very difficult for anybody to contest the way that it's looking with how well they have the draft figured out. You see, Detail and Slaunch are doing a good job. They're doing a good job themselves. But it's just not enough. It's just not enough. And it's probably not going to be enough. We'll go through the pack, do a pack update. This is 5th and 6th. Uncle Blake and Luke trying to make their own drafting pair work. And they're trying to figure it out at the moment. Vulcan is behind them. And then Roman's behind Vulcan. We got Soul and Opex. Hunter. And Q had some issues. He's getting put a lap down right now, so he's having some issues now too. But yeah, man, it's absolutely absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Like, look, they have a decent draft. Like, Detail and Slaunch have a decent draft, but man, it is hard to contest with what these guys are doing right now. It's just, look, I feel like they've gained. I feel like now that, like, since I've been talking about it, I feel like they've gained even more time. It looks like they've gained even more time. Let's see. It's hard to tell, but I swear they have. I swear they have. Let's look at it at the tri-oval.
Checkpoint.
They hit it there.
Lap complete.
And then they gained time, right? They gained time. It might not be as much as I thought, but I think they did. That is just absurd, man. And again, Detail and Slaunch are doing a good job as well, but these guys just have it figured out. Yeah, 102. Let's pull this up so we can see the speeds. 102. We're seeing it, and they're holding. It looks like they're probably holding 100 through the turn as well, and then they're back towards like 104, 105 on the straights. Like, that's just so good. That's just so good. Let's take a look at what Slaunch and Details looks like. Oh, pretty good right now as well. They seem to have it figured out pretty deep. Oh yeah, they've got some really good corner speed. So I think Detail and Slaunch are doing it pretty decent now too. But it might just be too late. It might just be too late. Yeah, they're hitting good speeds for sure. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. The swap. The classic draft swap. There it is. There it is. The classic draft swap. You love to see that. The freaking lag cheese. Hilarious. Absolutely classic. And look at the gap that they have, man. Just look at the gaps on the track in general. The draft makes this so crazy. Like, it's absurd on this type of track that we are seeing gaps like this over such a short run. Like, it's incredible. We have a good battle here in the back. Sol and Roman have now hooked up, so I think Sol has actually gained a few positions. He's starting to regain a little bit. Dude, look at how far. They're not that far behind. They're not that far behind, bro. The freaking leaders are... Oh, no! Vulcan hits the inside bump and dismounts late in the race. They dodge it. That is going to be a late race caution. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And if I'm correct... Yup. It's going to be a natural green-white checkered. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. It's always. Every freaking time, man. Every time. But yeah, natural GWC. We're hitting it. We'll see if there's any overtime green-white checkers. But as of right now, no overtime. Just in the normal one. We're going to go on board with detail on this restart. We got Turkey, Nuked, Slaunch, Detail, Luke, and Blake. Let's see if Slaunch and Detail can get their top spot back, or if Luke and Blake can enter the picture, or if Turkey and Nuked can find their pairing again and hold on to it. Green flag with 2 to go. Luke and Detail trying to make it to work, but not quite getting the hookup initially. Not what they wanted at this point. And Turkey, Slaunch, and Nuked. And Luke going for a risky play call, wants the win. Instead of staying with them, going to try to get hooked up with Detail again. But it's, unfortunately, they're not getting it to work. It's going to be a 3-way battle for the lead. Turkey holding on to it. Slaunch in third. Can he peek in? No, Slaunch is out of it. It's between Nuked and Turkey again. Who is the lag cheese going to give this win to? Nuked is literally under Turkey. That's quite the bump draft, I would say. Is he just going to push him all the way to the line? They're going to it. They're going to it. They found it. 110. There it is. Turkey takes it. Nuked second. Slaunch on the podium. Detail will hold off Uncle Blake there. And other drivers crossing the line. And we'll get the full results, and I'll have to check. Well, I have the full results in the doc. Let me check photo finishes quick. If there are any. So let's take a look at how everybody crossed the line. But yeah, what a finish. Classic GWC crazy finish to a Daytona race. And Turkey. Turkey is the new... I'm glad that it's another OG. That's pretty cool, actually. But it's, yeah, Turkey adding to the list. 3rd Daytona winner in our history. 10 years and 3 months or so after the first one. So, pretty crazy. Nuked tucking in behind him in second. Slaunch on his own in third. Detail tried to get something going there with Uncle Blake, but not happening. So 4th, 5th. Luke in 6th. Maybe could have held on to the top 5, but trying to go for the win. Roman and Hunter. Sol. Opix. And Vulcan. And then Q bringing it up in the back. Was there any photo finish? Like, that was pretty clear. So if there's any photo finishes that anybody wanted to see, I mean, none of those were that close in the theater view, so... And, of course, Turkey, you got to do... I'm glad that he's doing it. You got to do some donuts. Oh, we'll get a 6 shot right there, too. There we go. We'll just leave it on that. Got to do some donuts if you win the Daytona race. Tradition, you got to do it. If you don't do it, that's kind of weird. But, yeah, so full results again. One more time. Turkey Nuked. Slaunch. Detail. Blake. Luke's. Roman. Hunter. Sol. Opix. Vulcan. And Q to kick off the season at our Daytona race. Might as well go big or go home. With this first race. Now we're switching up the vibes quite a bit, going to Arena GP. That'll be quite different from this race. I'll see you guys there.